Hello, everybody. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We just found blood on the frame of the skylight, so now let's see where we can... Oh wait, it's literally right here, this first statement that we're on. Let's present it here. If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? I don't need to press you on that. And present.
Deduction.
The night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts, and their irrefutable proof remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. What? That's utterly humbug. You can't possibly have any evidence. No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible. Irrefutable proof. Here in this courtroom. Counsel? My lord. I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here. Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to which you allude? You will point out what is it that proves the victim fell through the roof deck through the skylight. Well, sir, it is right over, where is it? Here. Yes, it does open very wide. Wait, did I not present it? I don't think I presented it. Let me get through this. Alright, so you can interact it in case you didn't discover it earlier. Present, there it is.
Got it!
Got it! By Jupiter, is that blood? This blood stain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my! And so it follows that Mr. McGilded who was inside that enclosed cabin himself at the time, and not possibly be guilty of this crime. No! Oh, I think we're reaching the end here. I don't think there's anything else that will come up, right? Order! Order! But the blood could have been sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. Only found its way to that particular spot on the skylight? Sure, that would have been very convenient. And let's keep in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But there's no way to know for certain, is there? If the gent really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't ye have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, me first? It's all too plain, if you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fellow dropped from a fair height right there, so it is. What? No! But it can't be! It's all lies! My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we? I believe we can, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. So they thought they could pull it over wool over our eyes, did they? I won't tolerate any of the girls' carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it. Oh, I've always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing. Yeah, sure, Grandma. On three then, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Objection!
Of course. Of course. There has to be one more thing that stops it all. A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh, and what would ye be referring to now, Lord Van Zeeks? A blood stain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void. What? Why? For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed.
Objection.
What? What? What are you talking about? Oh, therefore you see it's clearly blood. I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officer involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. I can state with absolute certainty, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least not until this trial began. But are you suggesting, Lord Van Zieks, that this stained blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while this court war has been in session, what? Oh, don't tell me the girl did it while the lights or smoke bomb was out. What a palaver. I must say, I didn't expect such crude reasoning from the prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zieks. But I'm Magnus McGilden, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's running off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. McGilden, I realize that this is your first appearance in courts as the accused. However, I'm well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious natures. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilden's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir. But, Lord Van Zieks, this will not do, to be sure. Hold it now, counsel. Oh, no! I think it's fair to say this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you see? But, if you see, we'll all cast your minds back. Is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly have put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing? Isn't that right? Isn't that right now, counsel? It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time that the courtroom has been in session. My learned friend. Huh? Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter. In your own words. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think... To be honest, I think it could have been possible. Even though that's against our standing. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There was no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there was one possibility. Good gracious! Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intentions of running from this deceit. Deceit! I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take. As a result of a smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. What's going on here? Be careful, Miss Naga. Cover your face. Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. I hereby call emergency recess. Bailiff, assure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. Yes, the smoke incident. I remember that still. The courtroom was filled with smoke and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, ye? You rotten, feckless Golger? Feckless? Golger? You're supposed to be defending me. There's a wicked plot. There's a plot to undermine me, so it is. Whatever you think it is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in the relation of them in Omnibus. Inconsistencies such as, to start with, storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seats. There was clearly stuff in it when I checked earlier. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylights. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning. Unfortunately, Lord Van Zeeks, no one is able to corroborate your claims. That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylights were shut. Accordingly, I am afraid to say we cannot establish within any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such thing. What do you think? Sorry? About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? I have an inkling, I assume. My lord. Yes, counsel? There was one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial. I'm assuming it's that blood stain because that is pretty obvious. Oops. What? What in the devil's names are you going to say now? If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, you better start watching your back. Silence, Mr. McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarifications. The trial keeps swinging one way or the other. I have no idea what the truth and what deception. What am I supposed to believe here? I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Oops. Where exactly is the alleged mark that you claim appeared at some point during the trial? Well, it's obviously this. They keep hinting out to me that this was not there before. And I feel like I don't remember this at all from the while I did not play.
Got it!
If we consider the victim fell through the skylights onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But, as far as I recall, this blood stain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the court. Good lord! Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel. Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue. I believe that bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether the evidence is genuine or whether it is unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there is at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. Well, that's very noble. Everyone is in complete silence, though. This trial is over. Mr. McGilded, I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the courts, but it's all over now. I mean, I do remember this is my test, so I feel like this might have been fabricated for me. But you're the defendants. It's over, I tell you. Memory recollection. What people think they saw. It is all nonsense. Facts are what counts. And the fact is, that bloodstain is there now. Well. And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, the good-for-nothing Reaper the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I thought better of Lord Van Zeeks. Well, my lord, I must concur with the defendants. The unaffirmed recollection of the individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence. And in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper of this trial to continue. Your lordship, that can't be serious. Lord Van Zeeks, what is your position? The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter. I shall proceed to my objectation. As a formality, I am of course obliged to confer with the defense first. What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty. Yes? Which would mean we've won. Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really alright for the trial to come to an end now, with all these unexplained inconsistencies? Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please. Yes, my lord. The defense believes... Oh. It's so hard to pick. Honestly, I think that he could be guilty. I'm here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in good old conscience attest fully to the defense innocence. What are you saying, man? Without any question, there was no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there was also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent. Good. Good gracious me! Order! Order! This is the unprecedented behavior, counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused innocent into question. Are you of sound mind? Oh, it was a grand to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was a grand decision. I must say, I didn't expect such a exciting spectacle at the end here, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. Your job here is done, fella, and some fine work ye have done, ye have. What do you mean? It's just as the right honorable gentleman so succinctly put in before. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality. This guy's gone off the board. I really don't know what to make of all this. Was the evidence we've seen genuine, or was it fake? His lordship will be fuming, and unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as it said. The stinking rich are always guilty of something. You mark my words. I feel terrible shit that I haven't doubted that lovely man who gave us a lovely perk. Now that the proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea. What a very unsatisfying end to this. I thank you so kindly, my lord. I hereby pronounce the verdict of this case. But we still haven't determined if the bloodstains and omnibus are genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. Lord Van Zeeks, my lord, the case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain, and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. My sincerest apologies, my lord.
Objection!
But wait! When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zeeks ordered the evidence to be secured. I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter. That's so unfair. The culpability of the defendants has not, at present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer a judgment. What? Well, Lord Van Zeeks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. I feel like he's going to return later in the story. You mean to tell me this has all been a grand waste of time? 'Tis the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, we can always go ahead and try to change the law. Magnus McGilded. Good grief. You have more to say to me, have ye? Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over. Well, something to be looking forward to then. I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded, not guilty. That feels pretty unsatisfying. And this was our test? Did we pass? I guess we passed. We got a not guilty verdict. But kind of feels heavy on his heart then. Can't believe it. It's an outrage. They should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent. Everyone's mixed about this. No one's happy. With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. My first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end. The defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory for us. Yeah, not the most satisfying one to have, though. Well, let's see what happens next. 18th February, 5:14 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. That certainly was a long trial. Ah, yes, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil, and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Mr. Sato, thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendants. You carried out your duty to perfection. Aye, that you did. Mr. McGilded! Ah, and the girl is with him too. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh, what stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks they be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them by now. Spectacular, wouldn't they say? Yes, definitely. I heard it was a sight to behold, to be sure it was. Have you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Wow! Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. What are you saying, fella? How did I walk out of here a free man then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, auntie. I must say. You had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. And 'tis water under the bridge. Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh? Hey! They've all seen that I didn't do that odious, absurdant deed. It's grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Now the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out the wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I have absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of wages with all the taxes I pay. It's not that funny. So then, as we agreed beforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella. Oh, no, I can't possibly accept that much. I will be wees. You humble people, are ye? You from far east. Well, if you insist. But have this. Still in all, you deserve a reward. Mr. Magnus McGilded. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. To the courtroom? What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I led to believe. I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Well, I must be taking checks now. 'Tis time for the inspection. Sorry? What inspection? Oop. They're going to examine the omnibus again, as I'm told. I asked if I could present it for it myself. They're going to examine it again now? Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any of the matter this is. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing me the best help where I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting you. I hope ye have a whale of a time while ye studying here in Great Britain. And there he goes, free man. Oh, I forgot she was here too. No, don't do it. We don't have time for this very long animation of you loading again. Don't move. Whereas I want to say, get a move on. She really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down? Yeah, grown up. Sorry? And I ate all grown-ups. Ah, there you are. What? Who do you? That was a very unfitting voice I just did for you. Naughty, running off like that. Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now? Taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to trial one of my experiments smoke grenade launcher. What is that? Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. The inventor? Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, and more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could be at least a pretty color, I thought to myself. We have to be shrouded in smoke, though, at all? I just took my eyes off it for a moment while I was changing onto a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. What's it? What? I have no idea what this girl is talking about. Anyway, you're coming with me now. Back to the laboratory. What? What for? To apologize, of course, silly, to my technician. What? You mean, say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. I guess she's gonna take it in. An adult? I don't listen to no adults. Come along then, follow me. At gunpoint with the bazooka. Fine, have it your way. Oh good, you see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end. I'm fairly sure that's what she wants. It is not to get shot by that massive gun of yours. We'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss. She was a lively one. Okay, so many weird characters coming in. Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now too? Yes, you're right. But where to? Oh, we haven't had much time to find a place to stay. Had we arrived in London, then we had rushed to here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff. I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings, but at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we might be out of luck. Don't worry though, I have a plan. If the worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we can spend the night. Please tell me you're not thinking of Mr. McGilded Park. I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youth and mischief, dude. That is a terrible idea. I'm not so sure about that. I think a winter London night will freeze a young person's solid just as easily as an elderly one. Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable. Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilded down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room or mansion. Yeah, it would be nice to have that, wouldn't it? And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, we were soon to learn there were more trying times ahead, just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned. The case was far from over. Oh, we finished with this chapter. This is our third one.
What's going on? Get the fire brigade! Water! Bring water, quick! What the? How did this happen?
I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed.
No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating. No. Oh, good God. There's someone in there.
Oh, this can't be.
Oh my gosh, who was in there? Was it McGilded? Oh, I'm excited for the next case to find out, though. I'm pretty sure I'll be part of it, right? I hope so. Save your current progress? Yes, that's something I've not been doing, actually. Let's save our progress. And let's see if there's anything else after this, because it may just be a next chapter. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, that we finished our third chapter. We're on to our fourth one, The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. Oh, I don't think this is related to what just happened. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to just wait and figure it out. Oh, well, thank you all so much for watching. And remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. And until then, guys, I will see you all later. Goodbye.